This question is maximum average subarray 1. So you are given an integer array nums and an integer k, right? And then you have to find out a continuously subarray whose length is actually equal to k. So that has a maximum average value and return its value. And this question is supposed to be straightforward enough. So you want to find out if this is the maximum subarray, or if this another color, this one is the maximum subarray, or this one maximum subarray, right? So it has to be a continuous, right? And this is pretty much the logic. And what you have to do is what you want to find out the summation, right? Beyond the summation, so you need to create another array, and then in this array you need to find out like this is 1, this is 12, this is -5, and oh sorry, this is -5, and the k, right? K will represent what? -6, right? But when you add everything up, right, this is not -6, it's gonna be what? -6, 1, 2, so this is represent 2, right? And then in this one 50, right? 50 plus 12, 62 minus it's going to be what? 51, something like this. And then this is 3, right? So it's going to be what? 50, so it's going to be 39, 42, something like this, right? So the maximum is going to be what? Be either these 3 value, right? Because 1, 12 and -5 are not the continuous subarray for length of k, right? So I will leave the same value. So I will still traverse. I will still traverse from k position to the end of the array, right? And then I want to find out the maximum value, and it has to be the average, right? So I'm not going to divide it by k at this time, because at the end you just you can basically return the index value, right, divided by k. So if you divide it by k at over here, it will just like, you know, two waste of time, and then the code is not clean, right? So let me stop coding, and then you'll be able to follow along. So I'm going to say if the nums, so the base case is going to be equal to what? If equal to 1 or k equal to 1, right, you'll just return the first value, right? Alright, so I need I need another in array. So I'm going to say sum, and this is going to be like clone the nums array, right? And then I'm going to traverse for in I equal to 1 I less than nums.length and then I plus plus. So I'm going to leave the index 0 because index 0 doesn't need to do anything, right? So I still from 1 to n, right? So I'm going to say sumless I plus equal to sumless I minus 1. Alright, so I keep adding the previous one, right? But what if I'm out of bound for k position? So imagine I'm right here, right? I don't actually need to add this value, but what I did is what? Sum I plus equal sum I minus 1, right? So in this condition I add everything up, so it's gonna be 1, 13, and this is -5, so it's gonna be what? 8, and -6 is gonna be 2, and this is gonna be what? 52 and 55, right? So if I just compile this line, right, and the array will be like this, right? But the problem is what? The problem is I don't need a value. I mean, just for example, if I'm at this index, I don't need a value for this one, right? So I need to add the value back when I out of bound of window for k window, right? So this is the window for k, this is window for k, and this is a window for k, right? So I need to know my windows k are correct, so I need to add a value back. So I have a condition say if a current I is actually equal to greater equal to k, right? I need to add a value back, right? So how do you add a value back? I need to what? Subtract so I need to subtract the value, right? So since I add 1 at this position, right, I need to subtract 1, so it's going to be from 52, so it will be 52 minus 1, so it's going to be 51, right? And then the value is correct. And here's a problem. Here's the if statement. So I greater or equal than k, and then I'm going to say sum ai minus equal nums ai minus k. So you have to notice I need the original value, which is a nums array. Inside the nums array, when I add, I'm going to add to sum array. So if I subtract, I need to know my original array. So now I need to know my double. It's gonna be my return result. So I need to set my integer dot min val because I need to find out the maximum. So again, I need to traverse from what? From k, right? K and I less than nums length and I plus plus. All right. So k doesn't start from index 0, right? So we need to subtract by 1, right? And then the result will be equal to what? Max result, or what? The sum of I minus sum of I. And if you just kind of like wonder why I use nums.length not instead of sum.length, and you can change it. You can definitely change it, right? But the problem is what? They are the same length, right? And at the end, you just have to say result divided by k, right? Because this is supposed to be the average, right? And this is a double, and I didn't divide it by k right over here, right? And then if you do, like, just say return result. But if you don't, right, you just have to do like this, and this is much more clean, be honest. And I'm going to say run it and submit. And yeah, and then for the time and space are pretty straightforward. This is a space, this is a space, so the space is going to be all of n representative of the nums, and this is all of n, right, from 1 to n, and this is all of from k to n, right? So they are the same, all of n. So I'm going to just put some breakpoint. I'm going to just put right over here, and then probably right over here, and then something right over here, and then start the debug. And let me see if I have any better example. I can just use the current one. So just look at the left window. I'm going to just skip whatever. Right, so it's pretty easy, right? And then what else? Yeah, so this will definitely it, right? So result minus, result divide by k, and this will be your solution. So if you have any question, leave a comment below, subscribe if you want it. All right, peace out, bye.